Calling on my name, she call me daddy. I don't do no chasing for a baddie, yeah. These niggas, they hit me from the past, sadly.
What's poppin'? My name's Season. Welcome to Season Stud Talk. Let's get into it. You seen the fucking title. I know why you're here. You want to know how to turn her on, sexually and non-sexually. Yeah, I got you. Okay, let's get right into this shit. Hey, see, I always say let's get right into this shit, but I'm capped. Thank you to all my subscribers on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all. I love you. Thank you so much. For real. For real. Hit that like button if you fuck with the video. Nonetheless, how to turn her on? Well, let's start with a non-sexual way. All right? Listen, when you talking, when you yapping, don't say too much. And don't always say exactly what you're thinking. Some things are better left unsaid. Some things are better left implied. You know what I'm saying? Don't go telling her every single day, oh yeah, before you even meet her even. Oh yeah, I'm gonna buck the shit out you. Oh yeah, I got that big dick energy, that big strap energy. Don't go bragging, talking about, oh yeah, my coochie wet. No, don't talk too much about your sexual experience, because that implies that you're trying to prove something. It'll turn her on if you just got that aura. You know what I'm saying? If you just got that it factor. If she assumes that you have hoes, if she assumes that you're good in bed, if she assumes that you got it like that, because some things are better left unsaid, some things are better left implied. How do you imply? How do you imply that you got it like that? Well, you gotta fucking act the part. You gotta be the part. And if you ain't the part, act the part. Fake it till you make it, nigga. People who are experienced when it comes to, you know, chatting to girls and stuff, they're not really gonna be too nervous. And what body language does that entail? It means looking her straight in her fucking eyes. Don't look at her like this, but you gotta keep it, now saying subtle. Just look at her in her eyes, eye contact on point when she's talking and when you're talking to her. Do not talk too fast, bro. Like, if you're trying to ask her a question or anything or have a certain conversation, you don't need to be talking like this, bro, because just too much doesn't give off that vibe that you want to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta just talk a bit slower, lower your tone a little bit, look at her in her eyes. Take pauses between your words because it adds tension. Tension. You want to build sexual tension. First way, easy, that you can implement right now, eye contact. And it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. For example, if I'm talking to a girl and I think she looks good today and I want to tell her that, I'm not going to be like, you look good today. I'll be like, you look good today. It's different. Like, you just gotta, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So when it comes to how you say things, lower your motherfucking tone a little bit. Don't fake your voice. Don't fake your voice, but just talk softly. Softly, but make sure that you are being heard. And don't rush your words. You feel me? Eye contact. And for that extra razzle dazzle, you want to talk close to her. Like, if I got a girl standing right there, like as far as the camera is for me right now, you want to get up close. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to be like this, right? But close enough. You feel me? Close enough. How else do you turn her on? By the way that you touch her. You gotta make sure it's wet before you even touch the coochie. Like, a lot of things are in the mind for a female. I know because I am a female. I know because I date females. And it's just like, yo, you gotta stimulate the mind before you try to, you know, stimulate the coochie. How the fuck do you stimulate the mind? Listen, when you do the 2 steps that I just told you before, right? The talking piece, and then the eye contact piece, and then being close, you know what I'm saying, close, that already sets up more of like a sensual, romantic type of vibe, as opposed to being too high energy. And then now it's like, it's not that type of vibe. You know what I mean? So you set up the vibe correctly with how you're talking and with your eye contact, with you being close to her. Now you gotta touch her right. How do you touch her right? Hand on the motherfucking hip. Hand on the motherfucking hip. I don't know what it is. The girls love that shit. Put the hand on the motherfucking hip. You could always hold her hand, but if you want to add that little, you know what I'm saying, that little razzle dazzle, hand on the motherfucking hip. Pull her closer when you're talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're speaking, just grab it a little bit, pull her closer, and say what you gotta say. The key is making her wanna fuck you, not telling her that you wanna fuck. You know what I'm saying? How do you do that? By showing and not telling. Everything is implied. By choosing to put my hand right here, you know what I'm saying, right over here, rather than holding her hand, I'm implying that I want to be closer to her physically. You know what I'm saying? By getting closer to her when we're speaking, you know what I'm saying, listening to her attentively with eye contact, good body language, I'm implying that I want to be closer. It's gonna make her want to be closer to me. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to put the hand on the hip, hand on the lower back. Don't put the hand around the shoulder, hand on the lower back. Why? Because that implies more of a sexual vibe. Yeah, it's like everything is so subtle when it comes to turning a girl on. You don't want nothing to be too obvious. You gotta build up to it. You can't go 0 to 100. You gotta go 0, 10, 30, 55, 70, 100. So all those little steps, by putting it together, eye contact, make sure you're looking at her. Make sure you're close to her at all times. You know what I'm saying? Be up on that body without being on her body, for real. You know what I mean? Subtle. Hand on the back, hand on the hip. Those are all things that can be interpreted sexually, but aren't necessarily sexual things. You gotta turn her on like, you know how they say, you gotta read between the lines? That's basically what turning a girl on is, bro. It's doing it like subtly. You gotta be strategic, because you gotta stimulate her mind for real, right? And those are the first steps, bro. When it comes to more non-sexual things, something else is just being decisive, knowing what you want. If you say you want to go out with this girl, right, and you ask her out, but you don't really ask her out, you say, hey, I would love to go out with you sometime. You have any ideas for what you want to do when we hang out this Saturday? No, bitch. That ain't gonna work, because it's not decisive. Things are too up in the air. Don't leave things up in the air. I would rather you hit her up and say, hey, or yo, I'm free this Saturday night. I would love for you to join me to go bowling. Rather than, being indecisive. I'd rather you be decisive and her say no than be indecisive. And now she's like, oh, well, this person, I don't trust them. She may not think that off rip, but in the back of her head, she's like, oh, I don't trust them. They're not leading me. I'm not turned on by this. A girl would be more turned on from you being bold than from you being pussy. Be bold and say, yo, I'm picking you up at 8 tomorrow. Wear something sexy. Oh, be ready at 6 p.m. I'll have an Uber for you outside. Be bold about it, bro. Be bold in whatever you're saying. Another example is like, oh, I'm going to roller pony later today. You can come if you want. That's not gonna turn her on. Rather than that, you gotta be bold and decisive about it. Oh, I'm going to roller pony today at 8 p.m. Come through so I can give you a few lessons. Which one sounds better? Like, just be bold, be confident, and be decisive about what you're telling her, what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? If you like her, you don't gotta be nervous about, you cool. Like, I don't know. You seem kind of out of my league. Like, you're really pretty. Never say no shit like that. You'd be better off being bold and saying, you know what, you're pretty. Definitely my type. Some shit like that. Like, a little bit of cockiness. Just don't come off as somebody who's pussy, who can't go after what they want. Go after what you want. That's the type of vibe you want to put out, because when she knows that, you go after what you want and you want her, she'll want you because you had the fucking balls to do some shit. No pun intended. Another tip for turning her on, bro, like, leading up to sex, foreplay is so important. Don't try to jump right into it. Do not touch her pussy unless you feel like her mind is stimulated. Don't touch her coochie until you feel like she's practically begging for you to fucking do something with her coochie, bro. Because if you go for the coochie too soon, it's just not good, because like you may be good at what you do to the coochie, but if she's not ready for it, it's gonna be wasted, bro. So foreplay, kissing her lips, her neck, her boobs, her thighs, hands on her thighs, rubbing her back, give her a massage, tell her how bad you want her, tell her that she look good, she's sexy, you know what I'm saying? If she's the submissive type, it would turn her on so much for you to tell her what to do. You know what I'm saying? Come here, bring her over here, bend over, open up, help me take this off. On your knees, give her orders. You know what I'm saying? If she's the opposite, then you probably not even gonna use these tips, because she gonna be using them on you. But type shit, like, you just gotta be confident in everything you do and make sure that you're taking time turning her on. How do you know if she's getting turned on? Pay attention to her body language while you're doing everything. When you're touching certain spots before you even touch the coochie, like, see how she's responding for real. Some girls say they titties be numb and they don't feel nothing. So maybe she don't want to get her titties sucked. You know what I'm saying? Right? But you really got to figure it out and see how she's responding, or just ask beforehand. You know what I'm saying? She got to be basically begging for it before you give it. Because if you give it too soon and she's not ready, it's gonna be wasted, because it's gonna be like, okay, well, you're doing stuff to me, but I'm not really turned on yet, and therefore I can't do what I need to do, right? But even before sex, bro, everything that I mentioned before would make her even want to have sex with you. It'll turn her on. Just generally speaking, it'll build sexual tension. You know what I mean? Something else that'll turn her on, though, like on the low key, is not being with her every second of the day. Give her some time to miss you, bro. You don't need to text her all day, every day. You don't need to get on the phone every single day. You don't need to see her every day. It's different if you live with her, right? But other than that, and even if you do live with her, go and do other shit with your life. She doesn't need to be a part of everything. Be an individual, bro. Have your own hobbies, have your own friends, do your own thing, so that she can be thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? She can be thinking about you a little bit. And guys, when you do get nasty, make sure you fucking do that shit for real. Do not take it easy on her, bro. Do what she likes, bro. Don't waste no time, bro. Because God forbid you do all the things that I said, right? You know what I'm saying? You subtly turn her on with your body language, with how you're speaking to her, and all that, being confident, you know what I'm saying, being decisive. And then you do get to sex and it's whack because you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna give her everything today. Like, you don't gotta give them everything the first couple of times, but it's like you gotta put it down, because otherwise it's gonna be like, okay, well, this motherfucker done turned me on. She gonna be thinking, this motherfucker done turned me on, but the sex was mediocre, and now you not smashing again. Now you not cuffing it up because she said, you know what? Forget you. Nah, you gotta make sure that it's you do it right, bro. Do it right, bro. Don't fuck around, okay? That's that for that, bro. Those are my tips, bro. Make sure you're holding eye contact. All right? Don't talk too fast. Okay? Touch her in the right places, lower back, thighs, hip, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. When you do say stuff, make sure you're confident and decisive about it. Don't make it seem like you're confused or you don't know. Like, really lead her. And if she's like, if she kind of has like a dominant vibe too, or, you know, she doesn't need to be led, you can still lead if that's your personality, and then she can offer her opinion afterwards, or if it's needed, right? So be decisive, and then make sure you pay attention to her during foreplay. Don't just try to jump right into shit, right? Take your time with her. Turn her on before you touch the coochie. Make sure she's already wet before you even touch it. That's what you need, bro. And if you know how to make her wet without touching her at all, that is even better, because that shows that you know how to turn her on without doing anything sexual for real, physically, right? That's amazing. And then when it comes to actual sex, beat that fucking pussy up. Take good care of it, okay? That's that on that, bro. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and you know what's up, man. I appreciate you. Subscribe, like, comment. Season out.